So, Capricorn, it's your day, you know. But I have tried to redo your reading 3 times. This is the 3rd time. I'm hoping that 3rd time is the charm. So, the first time, I got one message, but the reading just turned out bad. I've been sick this week. And so, I started having symptoms that was not good for the video. So we got off the video. I went and done some other things. My hair ain't that great, but I don't think you guys really care. You're not here to look at my hair. You're here to get a reading, right? Well, so I got on the second one. And it just wasn't, there was something about that reading I just wasn't happy with. The more I watched it, the more I'm like, nope, there's still something wrong. So I'm going to pull another reading for you. Please ignore how my face looks. I've been sick. I am doing my best. But I'm going to tell you something. So here's this thing, Capricorn. Numerology has really been nudging at me for several days. Every time I'm in meditation, every time something. So I went downstairs and I checked out the oracles. I'm switching up decks for this reading. And I pulled out the numerology oracle. I think we're going to check into that because for some reason there's something about this Capricorn reading that's important for me to get correct. I don't know what it is. It's going to be different than my other readings. I can already tell that. The message twice was very similar. So, if that message continues the same way here, then I'll know the preface of the message is correct. But I really feel like this is the one we're going to keep. This is the one that's going on YouTube. I'm really weird about what I put out there to you guys. I'm not concerned with how I look or anything like that as much as I am the message that comes out to you for your highest good. I have a very close walk with my spirit guides regarding that. It's important that you guys get the right message. Alright? I'm sorry if I look like garbage while I'm sick, but hopefully you'll forgive me and you won't, rip me apart on YouTube. I'm new. Well, I know. I've been around for 2 years, but hey. I'm just a real person behind the screen, guys. If you watch my New Year's reading or my New Year's message, you'll learn a little bit about me. I've been on a spiritual path a long time. I was born and raised a Southern Baptist from Tennessee. But I've been a closet reader for a long time. And if you're going through some things in your life, I want you guys to know many, many towers happen and things happen in our life, and it takes us a while to realize that that's spirit trying to wake us up so we can see things. It's about reflections of ourselves, okay? There's going to be a message here. If it's the same as it was the other 2 messages before, I'm just going to keep rolling with it, okay? Capricorn, I don't know what's going on in your life. I think I do based on the other readings, but I'm not going to make any assumptions until I pull this read. Anything for Capricorn's highest good out of this Moonology deck? A time for healing with the Balsamic Moon, Cappies. A time for healing. We're going to go with that because we're going to look at these new numerology cards. And I always look at the one on the bottom. If you guys have watched my readings, you know what do you need to release with the waning moon. Who else did this? I'm thinking Scorpio might have gotten this one. Or it might have been my New Year's with releasing. I can't remember. If I tried to remember all of these readings, then we'd be in bad shape because, well, I try to disconnect with that energy as fast as I get into it. So, If you haven't studied numerology, you should. It's been in my head for a while. I studied numerology a ways back, actually. It's good to know your life path number. What you do is take your birthday. You can do it with regular math. My birthday is October 2nd, 1977. You add each individual number up to get to the end. And then you add those two numbers up. Unless it's a 2, and then there's something about 20. Just look it up. But anyway, I'm a life path 9. N-I-N-E, 9. The number 9. My business partner, Miriam, is a life path number 3. You can look those up. Anyway, your life path is very important. A lot of people don't realize how simple it is, but you can Google it, check it out. It's worth it. Know your life path. It'll help you in life. Any messages for Capricorn in this numerology guidance deck? For Capricorn. Huh. I'm not going to take that because that's a whole handful of them. I don't think they're shuffled good enough. I just felt a nudge about it. So let's do this again. Let's let them fly when I'm ready. Angels, ancestors, guides, and spirits. I went downstairs and I got this numerology thing. So if you got a message for Capricorn, please, please, please show me what we're working with. There's 2. All right. Individuality with the number 11. And the number 44, environment. I'm not looking at the bottom of that, but I am going to look at this. These things. All right. So it says individuality. This card indicates a need to embrace your individuality and be your true and authentic self rather than follow the crowd. You're being guided to break away from the pack and take the road less traveled. Instead of feeling like you're a square peg in a round hole, you're being encouraged to build your own square hole. How about that? Build a square hole. By drawing this card, you're being called upon to step up to the plate and celebrate your uniqueness. Have the courage to speak your truth and march to the beat of your own drum despite the opinions of those around you. I can embrace individuality and become my true authentic self. So what do you need to release in a time for healing? All things that are not within the individuality of who Capricorn is. All right, let's look at the other one that came up, environment. This card indicates a time to focus on environmental awareness by educating yourself about what's going on behind the scenes. Excuse me. Honor Mother Earth as a living, breathing entity and recognize that we are privileged to be here as her guests. By drawing this card, you are being encouraged to dig deep and look beyond the surface to question whether your personal and political decisions are in the best interest of planet Earth. A great place to start watching the documentary Thrive by Thrive Movement. This card also encourages you to recycle and use environmentally friendly products where you can. So, respecting Mother Earth, the things around us. Okay. Individuality and environment. I think that it's more, regardless of what that book says, the message for me is looking inside and with what you put in and around what's going on with you. And that kind of goes with the readings, the last 2 readings that I did that I haven't decided to release on Facebook or YouTube. So let's see where this goes. Let's see who's who for Capricorn. This is a you versus them, Capricorn. So let's see what's happening. What's going on in Capricorn's world for the third time? Spirit. Since I've tried to do this reading 3 times. Help me get the right message out to Capricorn for their highest good, please. Excuse me. The Capricorn I'm looking here got a message. Probably about one of the kids or somebody, a soulmate, soul contract, past life maybe. Past life meaning somebody you've known before or something to do with the kids or family. Somebody wasn't waiting. I just got that somebody was upset because one of the kids didn't message or call. Because something happened. Either one of the kids or a past life soulmate or a soulmate didn't call, didn't communicate, didn't send a message, didn't notify. A Gemini, maybe. Someone's not spending enough time with someone. Yeah, it's definitely a communication issue here. It's an issue with one person doing the work here within this communication and one not. It shows a sense of not, it's a kind of an unloving thing. I'm hearing every single time that every time it's always one-sided. No justice here. Maybe it's a Libra. Gemini. It's got to be about kids or something. There's a lot of pages here. Somebody's not spending the time with the family, the kids. Stop waiting around. Someone stop waiting around for that to happen. For somebody to make a choice. Ooh, to get married. To have a celebration of marriage or a coming together. Somebody didn't want to come to a party or didn't even want to talk about it. Like, they didn't even talk about it. They cut it right off. They don't want to talk about it or fight about it. Maybe a Pisces. I gotta work, they say. Maybe work is always what comes first instead of these kids. Or family. Let's see who you're dealing with. What you get yourself into, Capricorn? I got a Gemini here. Something about the kids. Or a past life soulmate. Somebody who you have nostalgic memories with. Or you've made a lot of memories with. There's something about a celebration. A married couple or a mom and dad here. A choice in love or a choice in partnership of some kind. And a lack of... It's an imbalance. Somebody feels wronged in it. And somebody's letting go. Now it's starting to make me think more about this environment. Not so much about recycling. But I'm thinking about the environment as far as it's a time for healing. What you need to release. Something about individuality and the environment. If you've got a grown person, an adult, and you've got the younger generation, whether it's your kids or whatever relationship, one person's going to finally stop doing if the reciprocation's not there. And that's what it looks like here. Somebody defended, they think they're doing the Six of Pentacles or whatever, but they're not. There's an imbalance. Yeah. The person you're dealing with thinks you're inconsistent and that it don't even bother you or them or whoever. There's no consistency. That don't bother me. Don't bother me. That don't bother me. Even the Five of Swords. Like, whatever. The conflict about it. Oh yeah, there's a fight here. There's a fight here. And someone who won't, they refuse to call, message, or anything. And then somebody got mad and made an impulsive I got into kind of an argument about it. Somebody utilizing that hermit energy. Yeah, you're doing the same thing over and over again, but in the wrong direction. You're not being consistent about a responsibility that you should have. Oh. Truth is, I've done this before. It happens this way every time, they say. I'd rather take what I've got and go on my merry way. Once again, I'm not happy. That's what this person says. Time to go out in the community. They'll make me feel better. And this guy heads straight toward an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Wow, that's funny. The Two of Cups is reversed. on top of the Queen of Wands, which tells me that in itself, it's the community. It's somebody that's not in a relationship with. But a spiritual connection, and they learn from this. I can't show you this card because it's naked. But it's a Pisces card, and it's the Lover's card. And then right behind it is the 10 Wands. That's kind of good, though, because this person, whoever this is, this taught them a lesson. Because they have been defensive about what's happening up here. Whoever it is you're dealing with, they're either a Virgo, or Libra, Pisces, Leo, or Aries, probably Leo, maybe a Sagittarius, but they didn't even put the work in here. They just walked off. They walked off. They weren't happy about it. But it was easier for them to do that. They're spiritual bypassing. There it is. That's the third time that's the spiritual bypassing has came up for Cap. That is the lesson in the Capricorn reading. I'm moving all this right now. I'm going to tell you. I don't know if it's you, Capricorn, or the person you're dealing with, but if you don't understand what spiritual bypassing is, and apparently somebody needs this message, or it wouldn't have came out 3 different times. A spiritual bypass is when people or energies are put in front of you, or them, whichever way this comes out for you. People or energies are continuously put in front of your face for you to notice a pattern. Once that you notice a pattern and you can say, I keep having the same thing happen, it don't matter. It's always a different person, same thing. Everybody I meet is just like this. Every time I do A, this happens. Every single time. So the thing about that is you either take it, and God knows I've done this. So once again, I'm here telling you something that I am doing myself, or else there's no way we'd be having this conversation, okay? So if you get the same lesson over and over and over again, and every time you just move on and you skip over, and then you think, it's those people that go, all right, in order to get over this, I can get under somebody else. No. That's a form of spiritual bypassing. It's part of the waking up process. Now, you may be here watching tarot and you're like, I just want to know what's going on with my ex. Or I want to know what's going on with my family. Why are we talking about spirituality? Because that's the whole point. I'm not talking about going to church. Spirituality. I'm talking about the relationship you have with your higher self and the relationships you have around you. So you're in a scenario, this Capricorn is, whichever one I'm talking to, where you're with somebody that won't communicate properly with their kids, your kids, the kids, or a soulmate. Soulmate, soul contract. They would rather walk off than face the music. Move on. I learned that lesson. Go on. The thing about the 10 Wands is that guy is carrying every single one of those on, well, in this one, he's carrying them all up front. In the other one, he's carrying them on his back. When you're ready for the new, when you're really ready for the new, Those wands turn into wisdom and your weight gets a lot lighter. Right now, he would use those as a defense. Put them all the way up around him. Kind of like this Knight of Wands did. See? Put all these around me and I'll even lean on one because, God, that was hard. They're fresh out of it, right? Fresh out of the lesson. So it's still fresh on their mind. That's why they tell people, you need to go single a while. You need to figure out who you are. You need to be... When you find out who you are, and you're finally cool, in a space on your own for a while, and you figure out who you are, what you like, all by yourself, then you make room for new. New doesn't carry. Yes, 10 will go to the ace and start over with a 1. But spiritual bypassing is when you try to step over and go to the next step. You can't do that. There's no roll of the dice that's going to skip you in spiritual bypassing. That's why you get the same type of relationships over and over again. So yes, all the good men, all the good women, all the good everything is not taken. God is not, God, whatever your higher power is not going to gift you with the next thing, with an elevated lesson until this. So even though this person was the one in this reading that was not communicating with the kids, not communicating with the past life, God forbid you were that soulmate, well, there's something in there to learn. So how did you attract somebody that didn't communicate? What does that remind you of? Was it somebody from your past? That's a good question to ask. Let's see if there's any messages here from Spirit of advice for you, Capricorn, regarding this scenario. Any advice for Capricorn here? What is in your environment? Who in your environment hinders your individuality? It's a time for healing. What is it that you need to release? Because unless you do this, then you're attempting the spiritual bypass. Trying to move forward without doing the work. Any messages of advice for Capricorn? You got the 7 of Swords reversed and the 10 of Wands reversed. So, this is what I was saying. The 10 of Wands reversed is when you haven't learned the lesson. And with the 7 of Swords here, you're not recognizing deception of some kind. How can they get around this? What advice is here for Capricorn? Well, one of the messages is this. I immediately got that this is 7 of Pentacles and this is 3. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a number of completion. Because they came in 2 numbers, I'm getting that there's a separation. So, 7 of Pentacles is the time that you've invested or spent, right? And there's still more work to do with 3 Pentacles, working with others. So there's still more working with others before this lesson is completed. Now the next card that came out was the Emperor. So maybe there's a father figure or a husband figure that is involved in this work process, especially since the next card out was the work, which is the 8 of Pentacles. So that means you're progressing from 7 to the 8 through this Emperor. Whoever this is to you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Father figure, husband figure. Whoever this is in between, is one of the players within this increase in Pentacles. This working number here, this 3. The other 2 players is the Cancerian energy with the Chariot, or it's a decision not to move or leave behind or walk away from or travel. And the other energy is something about a decision to come together in partnership, love, or union with someone who you consider a 2 of Cups, whether it's love or work or whatever. Cancerian energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Something about a union or relationship, husband, wife, mother, and the Chariot with travel or a Cancerian. So you're not going to be able to move on for fresh without working with those energies. Any other words of advice for Capricorn? Then the Ace. Then the wheel turns. Once this work is done, then the Ace and the wheel turns. That gets you unstuck. The Eight of Swords is in reverse. And then you're no longer holding on to old stuff. You go out of the 4 of Pentacles up to the 7, 8. There's a progression there. And the combination of those gets you to the 10 of Pentacles, which is completion of the lesson. So there is no spiritual bypass this time. You're going to be blocked from it. The very next card under this here on this moon card says it's time to take action. And I think that's fitting, Capricorn. It was hard enough to get to this message. I had to do it 3 times. And nothing came together properly until we get here. This has something to do with the fire energy too. You're dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's Cancerian, there's Pisces energy. Virgo is here. Like I said, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Gemini. You let me know in the comments. Thank you for coming and listening to my nasally voice. I have been sick since Wednesday, but I'll slowly get better, I suppose. Thank you for putting up with me not being at the top of my game. But I finally got this message out to you, and I wasn't going to quit till it was correct. And I think this is it, despite what my hair looks like. Anyway, Capricorn, please like, share, and subscribe. If you look down here somewhere, there should be a photo of me that you can click on. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Oh my gosh. I'm just mind blown at how much you guys have shown up for me and the support that you've given. All the likes, the shares, and subscribes, that's what takes care of growing the channel, getting the messages out. I don't make any money off of this. Eventually I will once I grow so big, and that will sustain me being able to continue to bring you readings. If you guys would like to donate to the channel, in my About section, all that is on there if you're interested in any of that. If you'd like a reading, my email is there as well. You can have me one-on-one, face-to-face with you. I'll be glad to take care of that. And you can see my prices in the About section as well on that. Until I see you the next time, Capricorn, please take care. Happy birthday. And may 2024 be really, really good to you. And I hope you don't get the COVID. Make sure you wear your mask. I don't think I had the COVID, but I'm not going to go out to check. I'm going to stay home so I don't infect anybody, because that's a nice thing to do. Anyway, love and light. Peace and love to you all. Goodbye.